thought I'd do a quick video of your Gaui radio settings. Nothing else that'll help you, kind of pound into your brain how the radio settings work again. I'll just really quickly run back through them. You hold Enter, flip on your radio, go to your model select. We're on the NL500 right now. We're going to go to Gaui, and then you'll hit Enter. That'll take you to your main screen. We don't have any face trims dialed in right now, so if you get it up there and she's drifting off to one side or whatever, you just dial in some some face trim. Let's take you to your list here. You got your DNR and Expo set up here. I got you on your flight mode switch. So this is your flight mode switch, also known as aux 1. This guy on your next level is controlling your lights, but on here it's controlling the flight modes, FMO's flight mode, or FM's flight mode 0, 1, 2. So this is 0, 1, 2. So right now, flight mode position 0, you got 40% expo. That means it's 40% deadened around center stick. So it's not nearly as sensitive as it would be if there was no expo. 75% DNR, so it again is taking it for, it's default at 100, and when you take it down to 75, it's giving you 75% of the available throw for your aileron channel. So we got 40, 40, 75, 75 for position 0 and 1, so that's 0 and 1, there's no difference. And then your crazy mode is 2. You got 80% DNR, so that gives you 5% more throw with your channel. Instead of it being 75% of the throw, it's 80% of it, so it's a little more. And 30% expo, so it's a little less sensitive around center. And I got your, let's see here, got your aileron and elevator channel set up the same way, because they're more or less a mix of each other as you fly around. And your rudder's just set up linear. It's 100% and linear here. There really isn't any reason to adjust that unless you don't want any yaw authority whatsoever, because there's very little yaw authority with most quads anyway. So your channels are all reversed correctly. There's no sub trims except for the gear channel, and the reason I did that again is so that you can stay in hover mode, which is your stable mode on there. It'll auto level, and more stable than cruise mode or whatever that is on the Gaui. Your travel adjusts, I actually took down, so you can see on here, instead of doing it on a DNR switch, because you already have, well, you can't do throttle on a DNR switch. So we went in here, and it was the throttle stick was kind of a little sensitive. So what I did here, see, low position, high position. We took your high position and we lowered it so that it's not seeing its full. It can't go to 100% at full stick. So when you're at full stick, it's only giving you 70% of the available 100, and in turn that basically desensitizes this whole entire range of motion a little more, because you're only getting 70% out of it instead of 100. So as you move the stick to go to 70, there's less to go through than there is to go to 100. So it's a little less sensitive. And that's that. Let's set up your timer, I suppose. Right now you're at INH. That stands for inhibited, or inhibit. We'll go to downtime of, we'll have her count down to, let's do 7 minutes on this guy and see what you get. Let's start with 6. That'll be 6 and 6 on the next level in the Gaui. So once again, bottom button here, click that, and your time starts going down. So that's it, man. That's your Gaui setup. Alright, man, here's your Gaui 330. Put these little guys on here. Basically just hot glued some wiffle balls on here, and tried to cover it. Tried to make it look a little nicer because there was globs of hot glue in there to get it to stay. by wiping a little bit, taping it off and wiping a little bit of that liquid tape on there. So that gives you enough clearance for your GoPro, as you can see, which will be nice. Takes a nice clean shot, man. I put that double-sided spongy tape in there, and that's kind of holding this on here, so it actually eliminated the vibrations pretty well. Flew it, and I'll show you a video of that here in a second. Nice smooth video, no jello, but as you know, and I mentioned before, you know, these guys are certainly great for this airframe, you know, by itself, the bare airframe. But once you start packing on extra weight, you put your battery back here, you know, that, again, CG thing, GoPro up there, try to get your CG as good as possible. I flew the Gaui 330 with the GoPro on it for a while, so on this bird more than any, it's important to have your CG close, because it really doesn't like the extra weight. These motors really don't they don't really rip around with the GoPro on there, but you definitely gonna be able to hover around with the GoPro and get some good video. But don't expect it to get you know, get moving very fast. So that's your Gaui.